The NFL Combine just wrapped up this weekend, and I have something I want to talk about real quick. For those who don't know, the NFL Combine is an annual event held in Indianapolis where the top prospects in each NFL draft class go through drills, have measurements taken, and meet with different NFL teams. Everything at the Combine is measured, whether it's your height and weight, whether it's how big your hands are, how long your arms are, how fast you can run 40 yards, your short shuttle, your broad jump, your vertical, everything is measured. And the reason they do this is because they want objective numbers to put on different feats of athleticism to understand who the best athletes are in a particular draft class. The NFL Combine is also broadcast all over the world. So we have the opportunity to watch the biggest interview of these guys' lives. This brings me to my real talking point here. It is human nature to compare and contrast. So when we have hundreds of athletes doing the same drills, we have a tendency to look at each athlete and each number that they put out and compare it to everyone else that they have in that draft class. And with the technology that we have now, not only can we compare it within a draft class, we can also compare to athletes throughout the Combine's history. For example, you can go compare what Josh Allen's 40-yard dash was to what Tom Brady's 40-yard dash was. And every time the NFL Combine comes around, everyone falls into this trap of taking those numbers for each athlete and trying to project how good or how bad they will be in the NFL based on that number. Just take a look at this tweet, for example. This is one of many examples I could bring up. But it says, Tez Johnson is not a top speed player, but he needs to improve a 4.55. He's talking about his 40-yard dash time, okay? That time, while weighing 154 pounds, is honestly an undrafted free agent grade. To put this into context, Tez Johnson has been one of the best receivers in college football over the last 2 years. From 2023 to 2024, he had almost 200 catches, he had over 2,000 yards receiving, and he scored 20 touchdowns. But all of a sudden, when he runs a 4.55, which is not slow, people, he's an undrafted free agent. Something very similar happened to LSU's Will Campbell. This last season, Will Campbell was an All-American tackle for an SEC blue blood like LSU. He will be drafted in probably the top 20 picks. But at the Combine, when they measured his arms, they were just over 33 inches, which most people are going to consider that being short for a tackle. So because his arms are now measured shorter than an average tackle length, then he's a guard now, even though he was an All-American in college for an SEC team. My main point here is that when the NFL Combine comes around, don't live and die on all of these Combine measurements. The tape is the only thing that matters. The tape is the only way that you can figure out who's going to be good and who's going to be bad in the NFL.